Come on.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Controversy Lab.
Where controversy is key.
I'm your host, Nikhil House.
I am RTJ, the guy with the hats.
Yeah, so welcome back to the episode. Again, as we always start off these episodes. Now, I want to thank you guys for supporting us on YouTube. If you are not supporting us on YouTube, we ask you guys to go over to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, help us get to 1,000 subs. Right now, we're holding just up under 800, and we would really appreciate that bump to 1,000. It would make us feel good about doing these videos.
Extremely well.
But something wrong with you. Every day.
You be catching me off guard, man.
Every day. This fool is on the clock, on the air, and he's getting thrown off. Keep your head on a swivel, man. What are you doing? Something wrong with you, bro. All right, so what we talking about today, man?
Shackles on your feet. So there was a lady, in New York who was handcuffed to a bed as she was while she was giving birth.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that, man. So, today's episode, we're going to be talking about the lady in New York. She had a settlement. She got a settlement for $750,000 because the police thought that it was appropriate to actually handcuff her to the bed while she was pregnant, and they left her handcuffed for 24 hours. An entire day, she was handcuffed to the bed.
While and after she gave birth.
Think about that. She was handcuffed to the bed in labor, during delivery, and even after she gave birth. What's going to be a little bit more surprising is the fact that what she was actually charged for and why they put her in handcuffs.
So what she was charged for, I just read something that kind of pissed me the fuck off with you.
With me?
Yes.
What'd I do?
The claim follows similar complaints.
I'll touch on that.
So
that's why she got $750,000. That's my point. That's why she got $750,000. This is my point. That's what we're going to use when we're talking about discovery. We're going to sue you motherfuckers. Oh, and by the way, we got 30 complaints. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to settle? Y'all want to go to court?
But okay. So that also it kind of adds to both of our arguments because it has something to do with what happened to her. It literally says similar complaints of shackled pregnant women in the Bronx.
No, I know. I got information on that too.
So and that's the thing. First of all, this goes to a whole thing of how they consistently treat not just the men, they treat the women
too. Yeah.
And this is a woman giving birth, and the first sign that her child gets of this place is the child's mom being in handcuffs. Whether they remember it or not, this is how you was brought into this world. Your mom was in handcuffs.
Yeah, but you also have to remember you were gonna talk about what the charge was.
Oh shit! The charge was actually something that happened a week before that, where it was a dispute between her and her mom's boyfriend. So it was a domestic dispute between her and her mom's boyfriend a week prior, and they waited till the ambulance came to take her to the hospital with the police there, and then they handcuffed her as they was putting her in the police car. Water breaks.
So here's an interesting thing. She's 21 years old. She chose to remain a Jane Doe. She didn't want to put her personal information out for people to harass her and bombard her Instagram and so on and so forth, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff.
Or ask for that money.
Or if she owe you some money. What I'm saying? Showing up. But, and I'm pretty sure, her mother's boyfriend felt pretty bad after the fact that, this happened to her based on a dispute that happened between her and him because the charges were later dropped. So she never actually went to jail to be locked up. I'm pretty sure that when he probably went to go visit or her mother went to go visit and saw that her baby was shackled to the bed next to her baby. I mean, I think any mother would be like, bruh, this is really a result of you and her argument. You need to go ahead and handle that. You know what I'm saying? So charges were dropped. She never actually went to jail. And then she was released. Now, here is a bigger issue, though, that a lot of people don't know. There was actually another pregnant woman who in New York in 2009 had the exact same thing happen to her, who she also settled for $650,000 outside of court with this same motherfucking police department up in New York. Like, what the fuck is going on?
There's a respect for our community in New York. There's no type of respect for our community in New York. There's no type of respect for our community in New York, and I have the slightest idea why our community keep wanting to move to New York or live in New York. I hope she got this $750,000 and left fucking New York.
Right. So this other Jane Doe who actually gave birth and was awarded between $610 and $650, $610 and $650,000 awarded by the state. When she actually gave birth, she was handcuffed. Here's the crazy part that people don't know, or if you haven't looked into it, you haven't heard. But I'm going to tell you because it's controversial. We got the breaking news, bro.
We got it.
But the doctors and the nurses pleaded with the police to not put her in handcuffs while she was giving birth. The doctors told the police there, they said that you handcuffing her will endanger her life and the baby's life. Can you not handcuff her? Just have somebody wait outside. Where the fuck is she going? She's giving birth. The police refused to remove the handcuffs and told the doctors it was policy. Here's the key. There has been several complaints about police handcuffing women, like you said. So it was actually against police policy for them to handcuff pregnant women. This is why these women are getting settlements, because it goes against the policy, and it's against, I don't know if it's against the state law, but I know it's against the police policy for them to be handcuffing women. But you have police officers who are out here lying to doctors, and doctors are telling them, listen, you can risk this girl's life and this baby's life.
Well, see, that with that being said, that goes to an argument that you and I had, not an argument, but just a discussion that you and I had a couple episodes ago, where you was asking me to ask the cop, like, what is law? The cops themselves don't know what law is.
Exactly, because they're not lawyers. They're law enforcement officers. So these motherfuckers are fucking ignorant to the law they damn self.
But yes, and with that being said, even though they're law enforcement, they still need to know the laws that they're trying to enforce.
Dude, look, I have always said,
and at least know your policy.
Look, I have always said, I feel like if you are a police officer, you need to go to law school. Why are you not? Listen, if you're enforcing the law, I would expect you know the law better than I do.
I wouldn't say go to law school. I would say you have to attend classes.
Fuck that. I think all police should go to law school. Now, do I think you should go and stay for 10, 20, 30 years? No. But I think your ass should go to law school. Run next to motherfucking lawyers. And the reason I say that is this. Going to classes, I feel like there's so many different laws, right? And I feel like just going to one or two classes is not enough.
I didn't say one.
Now, should they have to pass the bar? I don't think so. But I think the motherfuckers should go to a 2, 3, 4 year program and learn the motherfucking law. Like, think about it. You giving a cop a gun and the ability to kill somebody, take somebody's life. Yet half these motherfuckers don't even know the law. Most police officers don't even know that it is unconstitutional to stop people from traveling. Most cops don't even know that. How many videos you look at on YouTube? I'm traveling. What the fuck are you doing? Back up. Bust out your window. Going against the Constitution they've sworn to uphold because they don't know the law. I have a buddy.
I'm not getting into this argument with you.
What argument?
I'm gonna let it go.
What argument? There is no argument, bro.
No. I agree with what you're saying. I agree 100% with what you're saying. As far as them not being able to stop anybody, but it's gonna go to some past episodes that we have. So, yeah. Go ahead. You have a buddy.
Bring it.
Huh?
Bring it.
No, because we agree. We're agreeing.
Oh, so what are you talking about? You're not gonna go there with me?
Because when I brought it up, you didn't agree with me.
When you brought up what?
When I brought up the past episodes, you didn't agree with me.
What are you talking about?
Go.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about, remember the whole big argument we had when the cop maced the sergeant.
Yeah.
We had a discussion about that in particular as far as him complying. He shouldn't have been stopped, and there was a stop. There was a violation. We weren't
debating whether he should or shouldn't have been stopped. What are you talking about?
You talking about complying? We talking about complying.
Yeah, we're talking about complying. What about complying?
If I then impeding, you pull me over, they can then lie and say you're impeding my investigation. Wait, dude, I'm doing a constitutional protected act. Again, what I said in that argument was a constitutional protected act as far as not speaking, holding my silence, taking the fifth. You was like, that's impeding the investigation. No, it's not.
No, that's not what I said. You
Okay.
misunderstood what I said.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, you misunderstood what I said. No, what I was the conversation and the narrative we were having, well, the conversation exchange that we were having, we were specifically speaking about, impeding an investigation. When you brought up, you said you can plead the fifth and not speak anymore. I said what you missed is you just mentioned the law. I said yes, you can stand on the law, plead the fifth, right? I'm not talking. I'm not speaking to the police. I said you could request a supervisor. And so I'm not speaking to you. I'm requesting a supervisor. Then what I later said was, at that point, if the officer still wants to force me out of the car,
you keep calling officers. That shit rubbing me the wrong way.
I'm like,
go ahead.
I'm just gonna get out of the fucking car.
Yeah, you did say that.
At that point,
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did say that.
Because I said that and I mentioned he was probably gonna mace the motherfucker anyway, even if he did not say nothing, because he was so fucking activated. He was so turned up, which is why he's fired now, right? But my whole point is, I wasn't disagreeing from the stance of saying that, first of all, I'm never going to sit here and just go with a police officer and he tell me to do something. If you go back and you watch the video, I said I'm always going to stand on my rights first. That's the thing. My right is this. I said if I'm not going to talk, I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm going to request a supervisor. I don't talk to police. I'm going to wait for your supervisor to get here. I'm going to talk to him. You can just go to YouTube and look at many videos on YouTube, and the same thing happens with people. I'm going to request a supervisor. I said it was 50-50. When you mentioned not speaking, pleading the fifth, I said it's 50-50. I said it's up to the police officer he wants to be a dick or not. But yeah, most of them. But because what I was saying was most of them are dicks. Like, if I say I want a supervisor, he is required to stop what he's doing, stop his investigation, and get a supervisor there. But most cops, what do? Oh, he's on the way. Go ahead and step out the car. Because you want to be a fucking dick. You know you're not supposed to do that. If you call a supervisor, you're supposed to wait for him. Yes,
but tying that back to what the lady being pregnant and the cop telling the doctors that this is policy and not knowing policy. That's the thing. They don't know anything. They do a 6-week training,
right?
All physical.
4 weeks.
They do the 6 weeks training, and it's all physical and none mental. So if you're supposed to know something mentally, it's like a disservice if the whole training that I'm doing is physical.
Right.
Because when I actually sit down and talk to these people, I'm spewing nonsense because I don't know shit. I was never trained to know anything. I was never trained to know policy. I was never trained to know laws.
Can you just think about that for a second? Your classification is a law enforcement officer. How are you law enforcement when you don't know the law? What are you enforcing? Policy?
They don't know policy. But this is them beckoning on us not knowing
exactly laws. And they prey on people not knowing their rights. That's why anytime a police officer pulls me over, when I start spitting out the law to them, they always ask me,
are you a lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, they ask me that shit too.
You a lawyer?
No, nigga, I just read.
I know my rights.
Just read.
A cop pulled up to me. I had just left the bar. I pulled over. I put my car in park, and I was going through my phone. Cop literally is riding past me. I said, watch he come fuck with me. Stop, bust a U-turn, came down, pulled up beside me, put the spotlight on me, rolled his window down. He said something. I said, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What'd you say? He was like, what you doing over here? I said, you have a probable cause to approach me and ask me that? He said, what'd you say? I said, do you have a probable cause or an articulative reasonable suspicion to make contact with me? Sit right there. Put his light down, bust a fast U-turn, pulled up behind me, pulled up to my car, walked up. Well, he didn't walk up. He pulled up right beside me and was like, what was that you said? I said, sir, I asked you, do you have an articulative, reasonable suspicion as to why you are making contact with me? Have I committed a crime? He was like, he looked at me, you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer? I said, no, I'm not a lawyer. I just know my rights. And he was like, oh, well, I was just coming over, because, I was on the way to get some gas. I said, officer, sir, I just asked you why you made contact with me. Have I broken any laws? He was like, no, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because we have a lot of break-ins that happen over here in the building. And, you know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to check it. I said, okay. So your articulative suspicion is the fact that they have break-ins over here and you see me sitting in my car. I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and play the game with you. I'm texting on my phone. And in Georgia, there's a hands-free law. And by law, I have to be parked with my car in park to be texting on my phone. So that's what I'm doing. I'll entertain you. And he was like, oh, okay, well, all right, I'm, just checking on you. You don't need nothing. I'm good, bro. I'm good. You can ride off. I'm good.
Yeah. Also, go ahead.
But I'm sorry, but that's my
No, go
point. My point is, know the law, stand on the law. Anytime these folks make contact with you, and the bad thing is, these doctors didn't know that what these officers were doing was violating this woman's rights, violating her human rights, and these doctors didn't even fucking know. And now they're more fixated on saving the baby or protecting the baby, delivering the baby, while these cops, like you said, has this woman shackled to a motherfucking bed. And when the baby is born, the first experience of the child is seeing this woman chained to a hospital bed like a motherfucking slave. And she ain't the only one. 2 women.
Where's the outcry for people being treated inhumane?
Exactly.
If it was another culture, it would be an outcry.
Exactly. If it was an Asian woman shackled to a bed, oh my God.
Oh God, the Asian hate would just go through the roof.
To Asian hate. They shackled to the bed. The Senate would lose their shit.
Man, you talking about it'd be a majority house vote. I think it would be 94-1.
Shit. 96, clean sweep across the fucking chamber.
But this is with our community, with our culture, and I don't know if anybody sees this, but this is where we need to start getting back to policing our own communities. And we've lost several people this year. We lost a lot of people last year. We have pregnant women being handcuffed and treated like animals. And this is just a cause and a call for us to start policing our own communities and stop letting people outside the community come in and make determinations on what happens in our community.
Right. On the bright side, this young lady got $750,000. Anybody that knows, when you get a settlement, that's tax-free money. So she got $750,000.
Get out of New York now.
She can contribute. Yeah, like with $750,000, you can buy you a house outside of New York. So I pray to God that she is not impervious to the fact that there are better states and cheaper states. She could bring that $750,000 down to Georgia and get her a dope ass crib for $300,000 in a very good area.
Fuck that. You can get a good one for $100,000.
No, you can get a good one for $100,000, but no, I don't agree with that. For the reason being is it's all about area too, right? It's all about area where you are, the school system, the police rate, crime rate, all that stuff matters. And down in Georgia, $100,000 ain't finna have you living where I want to stay at. You can have you a big ass house somewhere in Ben Hill with $100,000, maybe, but no, that's not where I'm trying to live at.
Wait, dude, my house was $100,000.
Your house was $100,000 during the housing crisis, or a little before. If you don't believe me, check the market now.
I'm just telling you. I didn't say I don't believe you. What I said was my house was $100,000.
But bro, what I'm saying is check the market. Check the market now. Your house is probably $2 now.
What I'm saying is
check the valuation. We're talking about today. We're talking about she leave New York today.
We're just talking about period. I'm just talking about period.
Listen.
He always find a way to argue with me.
I'm not trying to argue with you.
He always find a way to argue with me.
I'm just saying. I'm on the market trying to find a new spot now, and I've been looking in the market, bro, and the market is back up. Houses now, like you're not gonna find nothing decent for $100,000. I bought my old house for $115,000. Look how big my crib was, $115,000. Now, you'd be lucky to find something for like $200,000. When we end this episode, I'm gonna go to Redfin and show your ass. You're gonna be fucking shocked.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Always think I'm disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying was you can find some good homes for $100,000.
No, you can't. Not now.
Okay.
Not where I want to live at.
That's you again. You take yourself out of the situation.
We're talking about a woman raising a young baby from the Bronx,
and apparently she has your mindset.
Why would she have my mindset?
Because you said you wouldn't get the house.
I wouldn't look. Because I live here. I live in Georgia, so I know.
Where the fuck do I live at?
In Georgia.
I did.
But for some reason, you don't understand that there are no good areas for $100,000 right now in this market. What's a good area right now that you think a house $100,000 right now?
Why is this guy always trying to argue with me?
Nobody's arguing with you.
Yes, you are arguing with me. Stop arguing with me, dude.
No, I'm not arguing with you. The thing is, you're saying that you can find a nice house for $100,000. All I'm saying is where?
South Fulton, where I live at.
Thank you guys.
I know somebody that just got a house for $100,000.
Thank you guys for joining us today on today's episode of.
So you said I don't live in a. Hold on, wait. You said I don't live in a good area. Stop. You said I don't live in a good area. Please tell me I don't live in a good area. Let me hear you. You said I don't live in a good area? Yes or no? Simple.
Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us.
I don't live in a good area.
Well, controversy is key. Be sure to follow us on YouTube.
You see how you don't answer my questions?
I answer all your questions. We got to close the show out, brother. We already at 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You ain't even keeping time. How much time we got left?
You're right. I want to keep time.
Exactly. This is my point. This is why I'm trying to cut it short. You have a bad habit of not keeping time.
You have a bad habit of not answering my questions.
You rarely ask me questions. You rarely ask questions. You do a lot of yelling, cussing, and screaming. Rarely.
I haven't cussed in 3 episodes. I've been watching that.
What was your question? I'll answer your question.
Don't worry about it.
Out.
Don't worry about it.
Do
Controversy out.
Do you not live in a good area?
Controversy lives out. Controversy out.
Lives out.
Controversy out.
Since you fumbled the closing.
Controversy out.
Here's the thing.
There's no thing.
You live in a great area. The area you live in that we're not disclosing. You live in a great area. I'm just simply saying, for me, I want to move in a more diverse area. Diverse, a lot of different. I want to live in an area where it's a melting pot, and also a thriving area for commerce. When you look at where we live now, there's a lot of, for the state, they don't invest a lot of money back in this area. When you look at the streets, the potholes, like my only thing is it's because in the eyes of our state, they want to heavily invest in more of the metro area, like closer to the city. That's where they're leveraging their money. No matter if you go north to Gwinnett or you go to the east side, when you notice the further you get outside of the Atlanta metro area, they just stop investing in the roads. The highways, potholes everywhere. You might fucking die on your way home because it might be a crater that's fucking 50 yards deep. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what happened to me coming from the east side. I hit a pothole, damn near blew up my rim. My rim damn near exploded. Cracked my rim. Because they don't invest into a lot of the areas outside of the metro areas. So for me, if I purchase again, I would like to live more closer to that metro area because number one, if I sell, I can make a little bit more money because I know the next 5 to 10 years, my property is going to go up a lot faster than if I was further outside of the city. You know what I mean? So plus for me, for the convenience, I prefer most of the restaurants in the downtown area. It's way more diverse in the food types and stuff like that, as opposed to further out where we are.
So again, it goes.
That's my preference.
Yeah, that's all.
In the school systems.
That's all I was saying in the beginning. I said you're putting your mindset in her body. What if her mindset isn't like yours?
Well, that's all I was saying. I was simply basing it off the mindset of a parent because if she's a parent, the first thing on your mind should be number one, what's the school system like for my kids, and where we are now, in the area where we are now.
I'm sorry, I don't have 2 children.
I'm trying not to look.
I'm sorry, I don't have 2 children.
The area we are now is not the best. It's not ranked the highest as far as school systems are concerned. Let's just keep it real.
The state of Georgia is not ranked the highest as far as school systems.
It ain't. And then that's my point. As bad as Georgia is, and when you go down into the meat of it, and we get to where we at, and where we are now,
but even with
the school systems are not that great.
Even with that being said, we are people that don't reside on the teachings of just the teachers.
But anyhow, we can go back and forth all day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to slate nothing else. So, yeah, end of the day, hopefully she moves to Georgia. Hopefully she moves to, if not Georgia, Vegas. Vegas, is somewhere that's comparable to the prices in Georgia as far as real estate is concerned. That has a good school system. If I were to her, I would move somewhere in Atlanta where the school system is ranked the highest amongst the low-ass scores of Georgia because we're not that great as far as schools are concerned. So for me, if I'm going in a state where I know the school system ain't that great, I'm going to try to get the best out of the best. Yeah, so in closing.
The best of the best of the best.
Basically, I'm just saying that I would want to get the best of the best of the best as far as the school system is concerned because Georgia is not that great. And I saw that when I was looking to make a purchase of the house. I'm like, God damn, these ratings are low as fuck everywhere. So with that being said, hopefully she's smart enough to move outside of New York. Maybe not. Maybe she will stay there and blow her whole wad on
an apartment.
And paying cash for 4 cars for her family. Hope not. But with that being said, thank you guys for joining us in today's episode of Controversy Lab.
Where controversy is key.
I'm your host, Lakel House.
I am the great RTJ.
Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube if you
follow us on all social media apps.
And be sure to comment in the comment section below day 1 if you want to be added to our list to get our free merch when the merch drops.
Yes.
So don't be waiting and then complain like, I didn't get my free shirt, my free hat, because you ain't comment, man.
You have to comment.
And if don't nobody comment, we just gonna sell them. We ain't giving nobody nothing.
Be active. Show us that you care.
Be active. Show us that you want it.
Yeah. The fuck was that? Controversy out. That's how I ask myself.